I'm like what the children say now. Don't just talk about it, but be about it. And that's how we have to be. So every day is born. Every day is manifest. Not just on the 9th or the 18th or the 27th or the 36th if there was a 36 in the calendar. The point is everything and every day is born. And everything that you do manifests what you are about. That is born. So therefore, my brother and my sister, we have to be for real about what we say to be really born right and exact. It's not a thing that you only do on Parliament Sunday. It's not a thing that you do only when you're around your brothers and your sisters that say 5%, oh no, I better be right now. And then when it's gone, I go back to being a fool and a con artist and a slave of a mental death and power, or from mental death and power, which causes me to be that slave. Because I'm mentally dead, or I accept that way of life. This is something that we have to be about each and every day, in each and every way. Everything that we say corresponds to what I'm talking about right now, because we sing it in our national anthem. Each and every day, each and every way, I'm going to show, prove, and teach the righteous way. We have many things that's going on in this nation, right? Many things that you know of, things that you're going to hear of. A lot of people became discouraged and said, well, they ain't going nowhere. Other people say, well, things come on time. I say, yes, things come on time. And the only way things come is if you make them come. So therefore, you know, when you get discouraged and say, they ain't going nowhere, the they may be you. You see, because you make the nation. The nation is made up of its members. So wherever the nation goes, is because the members take it there. Let's be real. If you don't take it in a direction, how's it going to get there? When you drive your car, you turn it left, right, go straight. If you don't do that, how does the car get anywhere? How does anything get anywhere except through motion, through reality? Therefore, this nation is a reflection of what you are about. So like I said, as many things happen in this nation, become part of these things that's happening. You have to be on every ship, but you can be on some ship. Participate. Add on. Don't just sit back and say, oh, well, they ain't this and that. Well, what are you doing to help the situation out? When brothers and sisters get up there and say, hey, we got to do this and we got to do that, we need help, we need participants, and you shuck and jive and turn your back, are you helping anything? No. You just really helping what you say that you're about. You say that they ain't nothing, well, the they really comes back to you ain't about nothing. And that goes in anything you do, not just here, in anything you do. There's many things, good things happening in this nation, and you're going to hear about it, you're going to see it, because it's going to be made manifest. And to add on to these things shows your positive participation. If you say you are about a culture that is universal to yourself and universal to the nation that you say that you're about, then add on and show and prove. Don't just, like they say, talk about it and do nothing about it. My brother last month said, his young daughter said, where are the children? Because she's a child. He said, man, they didn't even want to come. But they came. And she posed the question, where are the children? Because she came, but she was like only one of the few children that was here. And I understand where she's coming from. Because she's challenging. She's challenging this nation. That was her challenge. It wasn't like she was putting it down. It was like she was saying, I want to lift you all up. Where is the children? I'm here. Y'all ain't got no children here? Y'all got children? You got grandchildren? You got friends? You got the... Where are the children? She challenged this nation when she said that. And she was a child. But you see, even children can bring light to a situation. If you listen to the children, they'll tell you things. I listen to the children all the time. I listen to women. Women will teach you like you don't ever know, boy. I was at the welfare department years ago, and I wanted to get some help from the welfare, and they kept telling me, no, no, no. They said, come back. I went back. Come back. I went back. They kept turning me down. I went there 3 times. On the 4th time, they said, come back. I said, wait a minute. What would a woman do? I said, a woman would say, I ain't going nowhere. But I want to see a supervisor right now. I said, I'm not going nowhere. I want to see a supervisor right now. 10 minutes, the supervisor came out and pulled me out and said, I was making a ruckus in the welfare place. The supervisor came out and said, come in the back, come in the back. Took me in the back and gave me everything I wanted. Gave me to leave 4 times more than I wanted. I said, that's what a woman would do. A woman ain't gonna stand there and let you push her around. Certain situations a woman can show you, and that's why, brothers and sisters, you learn from everybody. You don't put people down. Oh, she's a woman, she ain't got nothing of importance. Oh, she is just to have my babies and cook my food. Use the food, because she knows better than that. What you gonna do when she ain't there to cook your food? You don't even know how to cook. You're so busy running the street. Who's the real fool when you gotta go beg her to wash your clothes and iron your clothes? People take advantage of things, but they don't even understand the science of life. Therefore, they treat life like it's dirt. And they get dirt back because of what they do. Equality means to be equal in everything, man. What you put out is what you get back. This is not a game. This is not a joke. Allah did not teach us games. Allah told us reality. And to respect those teachings means that you should understand and put something into it so you can show and prove that you do understand it and you get something out of it. You don't just talk BS and act like everything is hunky-dory. This is not a joke. This is your life. And I'm talking to every individual. It is your life. You can play with it if you want. But when you get played with, don't get mad. When somebody twiddles you around with them, don't get mad. Just realize this is what you get for not being serious about what you say you're about. And I'm serious about this. And that this is me. And I can't be playing with myself. And I advise everyone else to stop playing if you are with yourself. And stop saying that you are if you know you're not. Stand up and be who you say you are. And then maybe you'll see the positive results that you're talking about, that you want to see. Because the song said, start with the man, start with the woman in the what? In the mirror. You may not be able to do anything for anybody else, but start with the person that you look at every day when you wake up, that person that you see. Start with that person in the mirror. And if you do something with that person, then that person can make something better in their neighborhood, in their community, in their city, and everything that they do. But it starts with one. That's why one is the foundation. It says one is knowledge, meaning everything comes from one. You are all one being. You have to manifest and do what is right to make things right in your life. Stop worrying about everybody else. What about you? Get together with you first. You are most important. And then maybe if you do something with you, other things will happen. Right? And that positiveness that you're seeking can be made manifest in the manifestation of what you do. Not just what you say, but what you do. That is the most important part. That is why the song said, James Brown made a song, I can't even remember now. Talking loud and doing nothing. You understand? Because it's not so much about what you say, Improving is great. The show improve is better. And that's why we got to start planning for our show improve. Not in May of 2023. We got to start planning for our show improve now. Stop being late bloomers. Then running around trying to make things happen that you should have been doing 5 months ago. Plan ahead. All right? Look ahead. Be for real. All right? And with that, gods and herbs, I hope you all understand what I'm talking about when I say manifestation. A manifestation of the reality of your life, which is born. And everything is born. So everything that's happening right now is born. Everything that's happening right now is showing and proving what you're about. You took time to come out here. That shows something about yourself. But it doesn't just stop there. It continues 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is a living reality called life. The life you choose is the life that you're going to be about. You can play if you want. I got put out of public school. I used to go to public school in the 60s. I was in high school in the 60s. And they called me into the office. I think I was in the 11th grade. They said, "You ain't gonna make it in this public school system. They got some street academies uptown in Manhattan. We're gonna send you up there." I'm a product of Harlem Prep. I graduated from Harlem Prep. But I went to academies to get into Harlem Prep. They said, "You're not gonna make it in the public school system." So when I went up there to the street academies before I went to Harlem Prep, what did I do? I did the same thing I did in public school. I wanted to be a fool, a clown. But in them street academies, there was adults in there. I was a teenager. There was adults in there trying to get their education. When I started acting like a fool, them adults turned around and they just looked at me. Just looked at me. And when they looked at me, it was like, "If you don't shut the hell up, boy, we'll knock. What the hell? We ain't here to be playing." They looked at me and the look was like, "Shit." I saw. But it was a blessing because it scared me right. You understand? It let me know that what I had to do was right. Right? So, I'm saying that, you're a product of what you do, and what you do is manifested in what's happening in your life. So, you could be a fool if you want, and you get a fool's return. Or you could be intelligent and get something in return also. It may be better than all that foolishness that you were about. So, once again, we are all members of a nation. A nation is only what its members make it. Therefore, if you say this nation is not this and that, then you gotta look in the mirror. Because the nation is what you make it. And today is knowledge build or knowledge destroy. You must build what is right and let all that garbage alone to get ahead in this world, individually as well as collectively. We have a job to do, and it starts with what? Self. It starts with self. If you can get that person, if you can get that person, glorious, if you can get that person together, you got a chance to do something out of it. So, start, instead of talking about everybody else, get that. I talk to myself all the time. I say, "So, my name is not no Sabu. Stop calling me Sabu. Sabu is somebody, I don't know who they guys. My name is Sabu. Right, tomorrow?
That's right.
My name is Sabu. You don't say Allah, you say Allah. You don't say back him, you say Bob him. Well, my name is Sabu, not no Sabu. That's somebody on the other place, somewhere else. Don't between me and that person. I'm Savior Allah, born you. You born Allah, the your Savior. Understand that. I always has been Savior Allah born you. You born Allah the Savior. I always been the Savior. That's my personality. I was like that when I didn't have knowledge. And I'm like that now. Because I understand me. I understand what I'm about, understand where I'm coming from, and understand where I'm going. And it's incumbent upon every black man, and I'm going to speak to the black men. It's incumbent upon every black man to know where he come from, where he gonna be, and where he's at. Otherwise, he'll be a lost soul out here. Because he don't recognize his own existence. You gotta know where you at. You better know where you came from so you can do something positive where you're going. Alright? Because everything is what? Born. Everything is made manifest. You can't fool yourself. You try to fool everybody else, but you can't fool yourself. Because you know who you are. And you know what you're about. This reality is real, man. Wake up and face it. Alright? Don't just talk. Wake up and face it. And if you say you're going to do something and you're right about it, then do it. Make it manifest to be a better man and a better woman. Alright, peace.
Skating, we're doing paintball. teaching from Dr. David Boston, Patterson, Jersey, Dana, Metro, Cleveland, he get all these kids together and we take them on hits. So, that's just a brief little history. However, the purpose of me staying up here today was that I know that moving forward, that the youth office will be trying to, every parliament, we will be having something to engage the youth and our parliament. Like today, we got something that's going to have, in a gym area, we're going to be getting on fire and stuff like that. So, move forward, this is what the youth office is doing. Once again, my name is Donald God, Bank Administrator of the Post Office.
Peace to the gods, peace to the earth and the president, the God and fear King, I love Allah.
Today to build about my duty, the duty of a civilized person. Now, for what's important about that is, for those who are going to wake up tomorrow, I want the guys to understand that we were here today in the importance of today. Now, for instance, my agent's birthday today, there's going to be food and water and drinks at the school later on. And I like to build agriculture about national business. But what I want to talk about right now is the fact that the uncivilized people that are on the planet Earth, we are actually responsible for God, and we already possess the tools within our 120 to not only save ourselves, but to save others. So my point is simply is that if we have any personal frustrations within ourselves, when we wake up tomorrow, we were here today, and I'll close with this. The only reason why I'm not seeing you is because I'm envy. And so you have a crystallized form that's a friend of others. But where I come from is Allah. And what that means is that I'm bearing witness that the reason why y'all visit me here is because I come from the same source. Now, what that means is that what y'all see is thoughts in motion, and therefore by protecting your thoughts, God. Protect your thoughts, God. That's it. Protect your thoughts. Because tomorrow when you wake up, when you look at your back, you're going to think about today. You see? So when you wake up tomorrow, you thought about today, you're back looking, and so there's nowhere else to look for your back. Because the 120 told you to look in the mirror and like, oh, it's you, and then, oh, my back. No, it's nobody else, God. It's you, God. That's why your back lacks stripes, got tons of stripes, a little bit. You need some Vaseline to go in there and all that to make it feel better because of that, God. I'm tired of my brothers passing away. I'm tired of hearing about you passing away. I'm tired of going. I haven't been. I won't pack lunch. I said peace on the way to school. Like I knocked myself in the born culture. All right? So what does that mean? That means in 2014, with 7, 8 years later, it's going to be 2064. And if you're still here and your back is still on you, then I hope your back lacks stripes. Okay? Because there's confusion when it comes to civilization. Now, I am not a poor person that is righteous. No, I teach those who are poor. Understand that in your brain today and get it over. You teach those who are poor. They poor because they lack knowledge, man. That's it. Right? It don't mean that, oh, I'm over here because I'm stupid and I'm looking for gold. No, it means that gold is what you need. You need love, peace, and happiness. Boom. But there's the poor part. There's the worst part. There's all these different parts. I'm on the best part. I control every square inch of this. So I'm glad y'all understand that today, because how I do it is because I know the poor part, best part, I need gold. All right? Not them square, rectangular shits. They doing you no good, God. Stop it. Get yourself some gold. I told y'all before, get yourself some silver. Y'all seen me before at the Parklands of Brooklyn. I put it in your hand and I showed you. Y'all stop that. All right? Get yourself some gold. 10, 14, 24, I'm going to tell you like this. There's more people on the planet Earth than ounces of gold right now. So when you check your back tomorrow, I'm going to tell you right now, 2064. Now, don't know if y'all got coins in your pocket. You need another parliament. Maybe y'all got your phones. They gonna collect it like that. That's not gold, God. We need gold, God. We need some gold here. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Okay, so, God started with definitely the duty of a civilized person, right? And we need something foundation. You need to hear this before you hear nation business or anything else, right? In this room alone, right, you have, like the God said, that nation. Well, a nation actually is a group of people that's recognized as entity by virtue of their linguistic and historical nature. All that means, the language is not the matters, right? We're tied to the tree of life. It's who we are, and we recognize the body. But in this, right, in this cycle, that's the God got there, you have different cycles going on. That's people building. Right? The issue is, I don't know how many times I said it, we get each other's way. I never know the time when God's not building. Right? I never know the time. And the reason why I'm saying that, man, because let me explain something to you. I encourage everybody to go to the law school. Right? God, I seen him put up, upstairs, see I seen him. Oh God. He put up a picture of the law school. I ain't talking about he was there for 100 years. He put a picture up there that showed the Chipping area of Teresa. And they need to be inside though. So if somebody needs to come inside. The problem is they ain't hanging out office. They ain't hanging out, you go home. Right? So it shows you a picture of the law school in the 50s. Then there's another picture with Allah and Barry Gottlieb. In that picture, I would like to just, even though that might not have been that particular time, but he was one of the people that helped us get this. Right? Then you move on. Because when we got to school, that was a shack. It was a law school. I know some people say, why are you saying that? Because he just got it, right? And it needed development. What do you need? I need a school for my children. Then there's another picture with Princeton Law standing by where the store is at, and back here was a lot. And you can see all the way the same neck. And you look at it now. Right? So there's development. And there's a whole lot of development going on. Right? My thing is just here. That's our school. Right? I'm about improvement. Right? But everything is subject to be up for examination. Everything. You can't be a 5% and not be examined. Can't be. You got an idea, make it known, that piece. What do you mean? How's that going to happen? Right, scrutiny. Because of the caliber of the idea. But these are my brothers though, man. I'm not speaking to rebels here. Oh, they want to attend school, man. Oh, you can't be. Look, I sit there to the night. Use mathematics. Use mathematics, man. You have a right to say yea or nay. The only reason I'm saying that, man, because let me say this to you, man. Duty, that's the day degree. Now, when your knowledge is building, the people are able to see the duty. And the duty is an action or obligation. We are obligated. The Father said, you want to see me what? That's right. And the reason why, I ain't got to be there to understand that reality. Because we ain't going to do the spooky thing here. You want to see me? Come together. That's how we're going to get that done. It'll be yay or nay. Or we going to come together. You can't come together to get out there. I've been told many times, yo, listen, that sounded good, but man. But we not gonna campaign against my brothers. Come on, man, we got bigger things. Like God said, it's about these children. When the law got at school, they asked him, what do you want? He said, I need school for my children. So the primary purpose, education. And we understood it. We talking about a time in the city when it was abject problem. So y'all got to do it now for some people. Me and the God Foundation, we talk about that in school. I'm going back to the root. You know, when we was coming up in the 60s and 70s, you know, and we had to go through lots of government. We went through a lot of love on the right, absolutely, man. But here we are. You gotta leave something for them, man. Here go my thing. Listen to this one here. I need you to hear this. If you got a problem with an idea, and then you equally come up with one to counsel. Don't blow hot air. I don't like that. Okay, I got you. But what do you have in this place? Or in the alternative, you may not, but let your words be actual fact. Well, let's look at that, because I got time for the argument. We universal architects and builders, literally, with yes. This wasn't easy getting right here. It wasn't. I was unfortunate. Nation members have been leaving here, right? And they passed away. But I remember times then when they would take me out just because you was a God. You had to fight literally. And Beebe wasn't lying when he said that, man. They gave him 120. I mean, you had to fight too. But let me say this to you too. For all my, I would say to my class too, for all my super chrome, just add water. Right? No disrespect. We came up in the time, you're talking about, I want to give you a lesson. Go to God, tear brown paper bag, and you write KNOWLEDGE. So I'm not giving you a business lesson. Isn't that crazy, man? That's how he was giving it. Then, later, all that uniform that we have now, which is peace. This is how the law game.
You might as well walk, God.
Talk to different
Just
people
walk on.
at different times and say different things.
It's the
There's
same.
no personal moment in all law.
It's the same.
But one thing he always was the best example.
What is all?
Warrior to the third power.
Exactly. It's the same.
But he knew how to engage with people to get ideas done.
Yeah.
Listen, so much so, we knew your enemy came also. We know he did have to be there. Yo, come here, man. Yo, Allah, listen, man, here you go. Right? I'm not doing that, man. I'm doing this here. That's how you know when you're doing your job. Because the enemy gonna come. They're gonna knock. We get it, man. But what I'm telling you is this here. The moral of what I'm saying also is this here. There's no greater love than love of this nation here, man. When I came up, that's all we had. Yeah, and this wisdom is repetitive. And the reason why, because you need to bring the love back. You hear the modern conveniences, and, you know, all these beautiful buildings being built. I remember a time, man, where like we used to talk about that at school. Like, I'm talking about, all I need was the 5 brothers with high souls. But all we had was each other. If I got a house, you got the couch. I got the couch, you got the floor. I got a shirt, you got a pair of pants. If we didn't know what shelter, please, man. Yeah, I know what's up there. Saeem out, I'm gonna be the bell. Saeem, what's up, man? That's right. And we were able to stand up under scrutiny, examination. You didn't like because someone told you no. What? Yo, he trying to get at me. He said, my ideas, come on, knock it off, God. And the God was saying, man, so have a spine. Because he'd be a Bible said, you gotta have to understand. I've never seen, we build it, but I've never seen such emotional distraught among men here. I asked the man what the days not to matter. He looked at me like I cursed him out. Oh, just to me? me very carefully to large wisdom. That's an instant oatmeal. Just add water, stir it, and I'm gone. You didn't go through the night you didn't go through. And now people say, well, what's that got to do with anything? Because, this is it, knowledge is the basic foundation to all things in existence. Light, the sun into the universe. Light, the black man into his family. What we represent is you look, listening, observing. What's that got to do with anything? Because you got to be connected to the root. To the root it is. All right, so what? I didn't get back in 69 either, but I got some brothers, guys from Black Society. He taught somebody, and they taught them, and they taught me. But I understand the root of what it is that has to be taught. And why is that important with the great esteem? Because check this one in. If your foundation is based on a grain of sand, you're going to live. Which a lot of people have done. Right. No question. I'm not sitting up here quoting the whole. I have it in my class. 120 is definitely important. But you got to know that too. That's how the complete knowledge of wisdom on sight, which is everything in the universe. Right? You got to know what doing. What's the doing? We have to build. What do you mean by build? Brick, mortar. We have to refine, change, develop. We have to do that. And how we going to do that? And we say it constantly. Right? So, I come here today, man, to tell you, ain't no greater love than love my brother. My brother, man. We argue. I said, tell him today, my brother. That's what family do. You go, and listen to this one. So I immediately saw him and spoke to him because I said, listen, man, look, tell you something about the idea. You got something, I can see you something next to you. You create the devil. We behind one another. We arguing about improvement. I want to do this, I want to do that. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we work? I mean, wisdom is the way. Not just your way or his way, it's the way. I mean, I'm not going, because I got something for the children. This God, I got something to do with economics. All that's relative to what we're doing. But sometimes, no, because you need to have the computer on. I know how to do computers too. Why is he? Come on, knock it off, God. It's like a kid, man. That's stymies progress. And yes, we come from past hurts and mistrust and misappropriations. Yes, we do. Which kind of comes back, no question, which makes our examination even much more observable. Right? What we're renewing is not repeating. Why are you getting up here talking about past hurt? Be healing. So you gonna pick the scab now? Because you ain't got nothing else to say. Because you don't know your side. Use the sides of living out the mouth and teach. It's always about that. Always. I don't care if you're building 9 schools. You better know your lessons. Because that's what's going to ultimately protect that. Why? Because what's the day's degree? What's the... Right, but you can't know the duty without knowing the meaning. And that's big mathematics, which unlocks the doors, Bobby God, to the degree. That's knowledge, God. Yeah, God, that got it. In conclusion, God coming here. And that unlocks the door, which means I acknowledge my brother. And in conclusion, I'm talking about the root, because we got some signs we have to deal with here, right? I'm not saying this here. When we are building this juvenile, be patient. You know, I don't have to go around and tell some people that we hope not. It's been good so far. You know, but I need to say that because it's about knowing your lessons, knowing the duty and the meaning, and continuing to know that. Because you can't do nothing without knowing that. And with that, we say peace. Who's next?
Peace. My name is Bilal Allah. Today's degree is teaching of a civilized person, teaching you established civilization, righteousness, not himself, signs of his life, love, and happiness. I'm going to focus on
he who is a savage, right? That particular degree is so weighty and so deep. I just want to tell you he who is a savage. Savage is a person who loves not himself, who lives a what? A peaceful way of life, right? And honestly, that could be anyone. Even those who have the knowledge of ourselves, God, the earth, at any time, we can lose the knowledge of ourselves because we're not paying attention, we're being easily led in the wrong direction, hard to be led or what, right? So this is my opportunity to restore some knowledge for someone, right? So, and I just want to go to Stella South earlier today, one of my favorite letters in the alphabet is R, right? I love Nolensville, right? This whole idea of rule, because rule is a principle or a law that governs a person or a people, right? And so the principle that governs me and governs us is supreme mathematics, right? And so when we talk about the knowledge of the will, meaning being aware, being keenly in tune with working. Right? Because God wants will. So
I'm
simply,
doing great. I'm
the
doing
man
great.
is
Doing
here
good.
to
Good.
work. That's what I'm here to share, and that's what I'm here to update you with. Two things. One is about our opponents coming back to Harriet Tubman. Let me say this again. Gracious thanks to Principal Cynthia Ball, the principal of the school, PS 92, for being so gracious to allow us to be a partner in this collaboration, knowing that we always have this particular space to use as needed. However, we're still working towards getting back to having each other because of the obvious. That's the place where the problems begin and we're go back. Right? One thing I want to also say that I misspoke at the last parliament, and it was my error. I wasn't paying attention to the comment. I really thought that the next community board meeting was that last fifth Wednesday, and it happened 2 Wednesdays. Surprisingly, because I was not paying attention. So the next one is going to be this Wednesday, where I get an opportunity, and I'm anticipating my brothers of our star, Southwood, to go with me again to thank the community board along with the superintendent for allowing us this opportunity to come back inside, using this space along with helping us along with getting us to have it. So my expectation is to be able to have some updates prior to next parliament about us getting back in. Because at this point, I still have not spoken directly to Principal Jack. So though we were promised that would be the opportunity, and that would be good, that has not happened to this point. Okay, so that is the latest on that. We are attending this Wednesday on the Wisdom Knowledge Day at 6:30, and again to thank them for the use of the space and to get an update to find out when we're going to get back into having each other. Next thing, point number 2 is as we built as a collective last parliament about what we learned about moving forward with law-school development, as you may have known that in terms of the educational piece, I'm presiding for that, and I'm doing that. One thing that I failed to do, and that was my fault, I assumed that many people knew me, right? Because I've been here since 1984, right? It will contribute a number of years. However, I haven't been in front of a parliament in quite some time. So I think it's important that for those who don't know me, I got knowledge from Medina, but I was born and raised in Long Island. And that's where I live now. I got the knowledge in East Medina. And I got it when I attended the High School Performing Arts, known as the Y. Many of you may know, I grew up as a dancer. Many of the gods and girls know me for being the first, and probably the only, not the only, but the first god to tap dance at a show. So that's how a lot of people knew me throughout the years, right? And the other piece of it, and it's kind of makes sense about the educational piece, when our beloved elder, peace be upon him, Dumont,
when he had his peace program, I was one of the young people that was working with him on that when I was an undergrad at NYU. Fast forward, I'm a principal now. I'm a principal of elementary school in Long Island, Virginia.
That's basic.
And I also received my doctorate from Hofstra University. Hofstra is the place where they had a lot of the presidential debates. A lot of people didn't know that place prior to that. So that's what I got. I received my doctorate. So that's why I'm presiding over the educational piece, because that is my profession, that is my field, and also that is the other piece that's helping us get back into Harriet Tubman, because principal to principal, I'm looking to bust that, okay? So giving you some context, and again, pardon me for not sharing that, because, you know, context means a lot to me. When people get up in front of you, you're like, who is this dude? Like, why is he stepping up in that capacity? So I thought it was important to share that. All right. So now, the last piece of my bill today is, with all that said, with the law school development project, in terms of the educational component, this is an official all call, right? Anybody in the nation who is involved, either as a student or a professional educator, I'm going to give you my email address, because I'm looking to have all those bills. Of course, I got close brothers and sisters who I know who are teachers and principals, and I'm always in contact, but everyone needs to know that the way we're building on this process is absolutely inclusive. No separation over here. Like, we're looking to invite all to build. Yes, we might be the one stepping forward, right, to build this idea, but it is not in any objective to do this alone, or to separate or to leave anyone out. So this is an official all call for any educator. So I'm going to give you my email address, and I'm going to share it by giving it to you. It's my first and my last honorable name. My name is Bilal. Born, I love Allah, love. And then my honorable last name is Polson. Power, Cipher, love, Savior, Cipher. Now is at msn.com. So please send me an email. I invite you to join us. And again, the idea of what's going to happen with the programming at a law school, the vision is multiple pronged in this way, that it's going to be independent, and it's also going to be public, meaning we'll have our own autonomy, we do our own programming, we do our own freestanding work, but we're also going to be in partnership and collaboration with both New York State and the city, New York City DOE, right? Continuing the spirit in which Allah taught us, right? And this gives me an opportunity to talk about what I learned from our older brothers and sisters about their relationship with Allah. It was that he was an international and cosmopolitan and multifaceted man. People love to talk about the street side of Allah. I love to focus on the business savvy, the intelligentsia, the skill set, the multiple languages he spoke, the fact that he was multiple degree martial artist. Like, he was a bad, bad man. Allah, from what I learned, right, because I was born in 68, so I'm not going to be the one to talk about how to walk with the gentleman, no. What I learned from my older brothers, right, that this person, Allah, was amazing. So I focused on all the things that are aligned with my aspirations and my goals. I'm not a street dude. You know, I love to tell you I'm a schoolboy and I'm a square. I'm not going to front like I'm a street dude. So part of our law that I'm going to focus on is that side that reflects and connects with me, that's aligned with me. So with that said, what he taught us is that, yes, he knew all the human families of the planet Earth, but he wasn't afraid to do business with anyone. So that's why when we showed you those pictures with him and Mayor Lindsay, yes, and the thing, we gotta also realize that not only was John Lindsay a white dude, he was a Republican. He was a Republican.
we're unwavering in our birthright, why are we afraid to do business with folks? We should not be, right? So with that said, it's going to be independent, collaboration, all at the same time, ambidextrous. Now, I'm a lover of that of either or, I love both, right? So with that, the vision is also to be aligned with what's happening at the school now, because let me also say that there's fantastic and wonderful things happening at the school now. They got the boxing, they got the mentoring, they got the civilization classes. So all praises due to all our brothers who's holding the law school down now, right? That cannot be lost, right? However, we want to enhance, we want to build. Today's mathematics is knowledge build, so we always want to add on, right? However, we cannot lose sight of what's happening now. So the programs that we will do will be reflective of what's happening now as well and building on that. And it's also going to be consistent with the development of the school. So when we talk about workforce development, we also are talking about career and entrepreneurial development all at the same time. And it's always going to be centered around STEM, or should I say STEAM. So as things are needed for the school, those are going to be the things that are also embedded in the school. So those of you who have a skill set that can add on in that way, this is an all call to invite you to build along with us and to particularly build along with me developing this law school. So again, I'll give you my email address. For those who didn't get a chance to record it earlier, it is my first name and my last honorable name, Bilal, born